Hello, hello. Welcome to CoKo Plays Dorfromantik today. We're going to resume our session from yesterday. So the things of interest from yesterday are the water features. This river that we're going to have to work on. This one here. And the crazy railroad. Beyond that, we got some active tasks that we can hopefully manage. And to start off with, we got a 5-side housing piece. We don't have any active housing quests, so we can just expand this section here. Or this could be fun. Yeah, let's put it here. Okay, a 2-tile water piece probably isn't what we want for this. We want a 3-tile. Or a 4-tile piece. But we could use this to end one of these streams, which might be nice. So we could either end it like this, or redirect it. I kind of like the idea of terminating it here. So many options here. We kind of have to do this while we have the opportunity. We got 2 river systems to worry about. This one and this one. This direction might look like it's going to impede on our farm growth, but I kind of trust we can find a way to expand enough to get the task completed. And I kind of like the idea of this going away from the other part of the river, especially since this already has 2 forks that I'm going to have to worry about. So let's do that. Alright, we can complete this forest, which is nice. These water tiles are annoying. Yeah, something like this might be best. Still don't really want to go anywhere near the railroad. This'll work. This forest can actually connect through this tile here if I care to. And I might care to because I got a task for 211 trees. So it's always good to keep some open edge for a large connected area for this type of scenario. Now, luckily, I have more than one option of how do I want to do this. I can, of course, do this, which is closer to what I need. But this section has more, like, area for growth. Pun intended. Whereas here, I got a lot of housing. Now, I could just decide to split the housing up. A little bit of housing on this side. A little bit of housing on that side. And I need to expand these farms. Oh, and I got the river coming in. This side seems to have a few more constraints that I want to leave myself some freedom to work with. Not that I really imagine that the forest tile here is going to pose any kind of problem. It does fit nicely here. Let's just do it. Finishing the task earlier is always good. Okay. This would have been nice if it could have connected our 2 waterways, but no. Won't do that. So we'll have to do something like this, I think. This could work out for us. Or it could backfire horribly. Like, this is the way it works out, where we just need one more piece there. That's pretty good, actually. In fact, the next piece coming could do it if we wanted to take that route. Yeah, I kind of dig it. Like, there's an example of a continuous area that closing off feels right, because we got this river that's coming in. And so trying to allow this to expand indefinitely might not be worth it. We have other areas we can work with. Oh god, stupid water. See, it's nice to make the river one thing again, but that moves it towards, like, this isn't gonna work because I have to expand. Are these already connected? I think they are, so we could limit our expansion to this precise tile. It's risky. But using these forks to merge rivers together rather than let them branch off is too good of an opportunity to pass up. Alright, let's do it. I'm sure, like, as soon as I do this, the piece that is the two-side connector is going to come. Lovely boring piece. Could go right in there, but I could connect these two houses, make something a little nicer. Okay, we can terminate the forest here. Apologies for some of that banging. There's some work being done to the building. This is an interesting one. So many of the tasks are flexible, like it's 8+, so as long as it's at least 8, you're good. But the one that comes with this tile that I'm placing now is exactly 13. So your options are to start smaller than 13 and get to precisely 13, or use the tile to create an exactly 13 region. After you place it and get credit for completing the task, you can then, expand the area. Nothing's stopping you. But like, what you can't do is, for example here, this region is too large. So I can't place it and get credit for the 13. If I placed it here, I would just abandon that task. There's no real penalty to abandoning these tasks, it's just that you don't get the credit for completing them, which means more tiles. So I'm hovering around like 40 tiles to go before my game ends. And when you complete these tasks, you are given a few more tiles. And so I've basically, been hovering around 40 tiles to go the entire game. Because I keep placing some, completing a quest, getting more, completing a quest, getting more. And that's how you drive up, your score if you care about that kind of thing. There's no way that I'll ever play this game to completion, probably. But given the restrictive nature of this type of tile, and the fact that it fits nicely here, I think I just want to place it here and complete it. I got plenty of tiles where I can complete this forest quest. So I think this is perfect. Quite lucky that it's exactly 13. So let's kind of count it. 1, is it 13 edges? 1, 2. So this is one edge. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then this has 5 edges. This has 6 edges that are housing. So that would be 14. Maybe I overcounted 1. This is one edge. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Huh. Yeah, I'm not quite sure exactly. Is it the... sorry. Is it the depicted houses? Because there's 13 before I place the tile. So maybe it's you connect 13 to the tile. And I already have exactly 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's probably it. The board game is edges, but the video game is units. And so the task must be 13 units adjacent, connected to this tile. So this doesn't count in the 13. I got 5 more tiles, so now I'm at 46. Okay, so we got another farm quest, and we have an active farm quest, and I actually might want to connect the two. Oh, but this one's 12 exactly. So if I want to do it, then no, I don't want to connect the two. I was going to say connect the two because this is a nice tile to give myself expansion, since this was quite tight corners. Because it allows me to have multiple edges to 3 edges to build off of. But we could probably find tiles like that later. So maybe what we do is give ourselves an area over here to work on this and try and get to exactly 13. Sometimes doing it like this and allowing them to be joined later works, but when I've got a precise task, I think it's helpful to grow piece by piece rather than joining things and then maybe messing up on the math. Okay, the railroad, I still don't really want to go near it with this. I got a forest thing over here that I could close off and create a brand new task. That works pretty well too. Yeah, I think what I'll do is this. Even though I said I probably shouldn't, it's okay. Oh no, this is the dreaded tile. I got both water and train. A nightmare. You got your two most restrictive types of terrain or types of features, and you know, it's pretty normal to keep them apart for freedom, for the freedom of placement. And so there's no way they're gonna be together and not like so perfectly as to make this one tile fit neatly. So you're gonna have to, you know, place it somewhere where it makes one of these features work, and then build the other one in. So now I gotta build another railroad over here, or wherever I want to do this. So it doesn't fit there. Here is not great. This would be okay if, like, if you know, the railroad weren't so branchy. That's gonna be my problem just on its own. Forget water. Yeah, so I kind of think my best bet. Huh. I don't think I've ever seen this before, where there's a special tile hanging out there. Neat. Yeah, so I think what I have to do is pick this river here, and say, okay, I'm gonna have a railroad over here. Now, is this tile fixed? Like, if I build towards it, am I not gonna be able to place something there? I'm just stuck with whatever this is? I guess I'll find out. Either way, I've got something pointed at it. Alright, let's do the railroad like this, I guess. I don't know. It looks like it's a fixed tile because I can't rotate this into another position, so it doesn't have a water coming into it. That's nice. That's great. Don't really want to do that. Don't really want to do this either. And coming up in two tiles, I've got an interesting delta. Okay. Alright, I'm going to still leave this untouched because with the river over there, I don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, it looks like it's pieces. This thing is two edges, but it's displayed as one piece. So however I add it, it just takes the piece count down by 1, unless I use it to connect another piece, in which case it'll bring it down by 2. This is probably a good idea. I can still expand on 3 different edges. Sure. Stupid water tiles. Okay, well, my only real option, I guess, is to create more and more branches, more forks over here. Wunderbar. This is pretty good, but I don't know what's going to happen with this water tile. And to be honest, I'd rather have, yeah, something in this direction, because at best what I can do is curve the river away. In which case I block off these farms anyway. So, again, my other option is to continue here, which kind of seems like the best thing to do. I could close it off on this side too. Or wait for one that has a house and a farm. Hello, good day to you, Phoenix Ranger. Okay, we've got a straight river feature that comes with a task. And I guess the best option is to put it on our longest river. I'm happy to hear that. I was kind of interested in doing it because it's a very nice, relaxing game. And the other day, when I did a session of it and created this, I wanted to like expand what I had started because I thought it was shaping up quite nicely. Alright, so I have a couple options here. One is, if I use the straight piece here, I think this is my longest river segment, then I kind of move it away from the other tiles here, which might be a decent idea. Give me some room to curve it. Here, I don't want to do a straight piece here. I want to curve it immediately. And here, a straight piece definitely works, but it's not as long a river segment as this one already, so I'd rather complete the task more quickly where I can. So let's do it here. This is kind of nice. I love when we create these little pockets. Like, it might not be as beneficial for the scoring of the game, but having like smaller sections of like housing separated by a grove with some farms or something, like that feels like a very organic town development. So sometimes it feels good to close off two like sections that could be connected, but it's nice to separate them sometimes. Yeah, the tiny boat going up and down in the river is really cute. Alright, this could be a nice way to close off this section here. Yeah, this works. Okay, railroad. What are we gonna do with you? anything that gets you away from my housing, this probably works best. Okay, I wanted to curve this water away from my farms, so this does that job. Now I can actually expand this farm section without worrying about the river. So that's good. Alright, I don't think we have any active housing quests, so... And in some cases, it's nice to connect things that aren't connected. Like this little solo house over here, I could provide a path towards connection with this tile. And I kind of like that. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm not too worried about the water. Sweet. This looks good. I mean, it looks like you know, these folk have settled their houses along the water, which is somewhat reasonable. This kind of works, and we could connect these houses maybe. Or we could provide, yeah, just like a little cluster of houses with a farm next to the river. Yeah, that's cute. I like that. Okay, another curvy river piece. Let's see what needs to be curved. Probably something like you. Ooh, we can actually connect them with the follow-up piece if we do this, which is a nice idea. Anytime I can merge streams and railroads together, I like it. Or potentially I could do something like this and try and merge this river together. Alright, so two options here. Nah, let's merge this together. Wait, it doesn't work? Oh, they're not adjacent edges. You know what? These are both non-adjacent edges. I could start making this curve in towards itself, and then with two straight pieces, or no, one more curved piece and a straight piece, I can make this connect. No, you know what? That can branch off. I don't mind. It's this one that I kind of want to maneuver. And if we get the right piece here, we can do this. So that's okay. And I kind of want to curve this side away from the railroad while I have the opportunity. The other option, of course, is to make this curve away from whatever the heck this is. Alright, let's do this and see what tile we get. Oh, jeez. It's a 26... Is that farm or tree? Farm. It's got like a crown on it? What does that mean? It's like a special task? So ideally what we would have done is use something that has a farm piece part of it. Like there is a water tile coming up that has a farm piece. But that one is also like a delta fork kind of thing. Alright, so now we know what the tile is. We can plan for it. I'm going to use this to curve this away from the railroad. Could fill in this little gap, I think. Or maybe. There we go. Yeah, it's neat how the count only goes down by 1 because this tile has 2 farm pieces, but they're not connected. I think that's another difference between the video game and the board game. The video game has different configurations within the tile that can't be represented by the board game. So things like multiple edges having the same feature, but still being discontiguous. Maybe the board game has that too. I honestly don't really remember. Okay, so let's work on this. Either way, we only have 1 edge to work with if we do it this way. And we need 5 more pieces, so I don't really want to restrict myself so much just yet. Now you... That's creating 2 edges, which is kind of nice. Alright, this is okay. Stupid forking river. 42 plus housing requirement. Okay. You know what I just realized? I am not playing the audio through my headphones. My bad. That should be... And that should be much better. So what was probably happening on the stream was the audio was being mixed in directly from the game to the stream. Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't realize I had my headphones on and I heard the game. And so I said to myself, I guess that means the game is coming through my headphones. But no, nothing was coming through my headphones. Okay. So we definitely have a couple options to do this. I kind of like plopping it in right here. Ooh, I think this is going to complete our lake finally. Wait, why does it say no? Oh, because it's got to be 2 pieces. And this is one contiguous piece. Well, there's no way to get 2 pieces at this point. So, you know, we failed on that task, but that's fine. We created a lovely lake. Kind of want a screenshot of my nice lake. Yeah, that's another thing that kind of makes me think of like SimCity type games where you can name neighborhoods and features and think about like what people call stuff. The trouble is, you know, you gotta have a backstory, like what's the culture? We could use the Zelda lore as like the backstory for our little world here. There's like, yeah, there's beavers in there. The beavers have dammed up a little piece of the water. Maybe the beaver animation kind of goes on these water tiles. If you use them as like rivers, it probably looks like them damming up the river. But here it worked out where it was like a lake. Okay, so we got a nice piece for this thing where we can connect the water, keep it going, and also get our farm quests active. So let's do that. So we have 2 edges where the farm can continue. Oh, here's another tile that would have worked really nicely. I think the one we picked was actually better. But now we have something that kind of creates a lake-ish environment. Now we could use it to like contain all of these river streams, which would be kind of nice if I can make that work. Yeah, that might be my best bet. I can make this little section here a water feature. Try and connect all this stuff together. So we'll see if we can connect this into that, make like a little basin, and then this side will continue. So what do we want to do with this straight piece? We'll do this. Alright, none of the existing farm sections I want to expand with this, because it's actually not an expansion type tile. It's got two separate farm pieces, so you really can only use it to close off a farm area and then start a new one, which I don't really have an incentive to do. So we're just going to hide this tile somewhere. Alright, do we have any active forest tasks? No. Well, let's keep this giant forest going. Let's finish off this housing task here. Yep, just two houses a little bit separated from each other. And now that I understand a little bit better how they render these things, these are two independent housing groups. So it's almost like these two families have gone out of their way to, you know, keep themselves separated. So that can create a little bit of a story with some drama to it. The Hatfields and the McCoys. Alright, there was somewhere that I was looking at earlier where this kind of worked. Something like this. That's fine. Oh, we got a forest tile with a huge requirement. Luckily, we have two gigantic forests that are still thriving. Let's do it this way and hope the railroad can stay out of it. Okay, we got some more water to play with. Yeah, this is tricky. And I got one of the 6 water pieces coming up. Okay, where might I want to create a lake? This is kind of a funky lake. I guess I'll make it here. This doesn't look as pretty as the other lake we made. Alright, now we got a railroad quest. And a farm quest. We had a couple of these that are active. Oh, this is a 15 exactly piece. Okay. In which case, we can make it get to 6. 5, and then 7. Oh boy. It's doable. The other option is to build a new thing. I don't want to have like 4 active farm quests going. That's just ridiculous. So let's do it like this. We have 2 tiles to expand around and play with. Also, it kind of looks cool that way. I don't want to terminate either of them though. With the river over here, I think if we want to do this farm quest, it's got to be all over here. So we'll leave that open for the farms. Sure. Hey, a terminating railroad piece. How about that? Why don't I get more of these? Alright, so where do I want the railroad to terminate and which part of it? I have like so many active railroad components, tracks. This one... Yeah, so like there's this one that I just started, and you know, it's kind of a nice idea to have a terminus on it immediately so you know where it ends. On the flip side, the one that is already sprawling, I might want to start managing it. So many pieces. Alright, let's terminate this one. It's kind of like near the town, so it could be like a train station with some houses around it. It's kind of okay. I don't know if it'll be best, but it's fine. We got another railroad piece coming up. 2 non-adjacent edges. So... unfortunately, I don't have anything to merge with that configuration. So I can curve this. Oof, I don't like that. That's gonna be a nightmare. All right, maybe we. Oh, I did not place you. Maybe we start growing out the other railroad, move it away from something. We could make like a little circle railroad if we get the right pieces, and like, you know, that could work. Like if maybe a small circle is a little ridiculous, but if it was a circle big enough there where there was like some houses and a farm. You can imagine it being, or like some trees, you can imagine it being an industrial railroad to like move lumber to a mill or something. But if the circle comprises 4 tiles, it might not look like anything that would work. Okay, I don't know what I want to do with this. So let's curve this back out towards this blob of forest. Again, this section here, what am I going to do with it? What insanity is this? Maybe I should have terminated one of these things. I don't even know. Now let's do this. Okay. What a funny little lake we got. Totally plain tile. Just a boring old tile. That can be the most frustrating sometimes. A 19 water tile. 19? That's some kind of a massive lake that they want me to build. Okay. This is gonna be a big lake. Yeah, an ocean. Okay, this tile is good. I also have this task here. That's weird that it doesn't... Oh, okay, because there's another edge here. I was about to say, I was like, but that doesn't work. Okay, so... that's probably the best idea. Ooh, an 18 railroad quest. Stupid railroads. Where's my other railroad? It's just sitting there doing nothing. Okay, let's see what happens there. Oh, sorry, I hit the microphone. Yeah, I think that's part of the game's progression is like the tasks get more restrictive. And it's kind of like if they give you big numbers, then if you've kept yourself lots of different options that are open later in the game, then you can satisfy them. Otherwise, you got to start dwindling down. Like I'm only down to 14 tiles now. It wasn't that long ago that I had 40 plus. But a lot of these tasks are still open. I think I lost a bunch too when I failed the water quest. I don't know, and I wasn't really paying attention. But it's kind of nice to, like, you know, be coming towards a conclusion. So we got another gigantic forest quest. 329. Alright, well, let's put it with our other forest. When you got these six-sided tiles, it's actually kind of good to put them on the edge so that you have the maximum adjacency to work with. Because then in the interior, you have so much flexibility, it doesn't matter. You don't need every adjacency to work out. So even though it doesn't look as good at this point in time, it's kind of better to put the forest piece out here so I can expand it through in more directions. This one works okay too. But ideally I'd like to make the forest grow this way and then start tapering off, because I still don't know what the railroad's gonna do. So let's go over here. Okay, so this piece works to close off some of the railroad. But again, like, what's the utility of this railroad line? Why would engineers ever design something like that? These kind of present as contiguous. That's weird. When the soundtrack starts moving like this, it almost resembles like a Stranger Things synth sound. I'm kind of scared. It's a funny little lake, but it works. Yeah, like water tiles are restrictive in the nature of their placement, but you know, when they're they're less restrictive in the video game than the board game, which is nice. But when they're all said and done, because it's a natural feature, you know, you can make it work. Like you can say, this looks funky, but you know, that's nature. Nature makes weird lakes, or also a combination of maybe some like manipulation of the terrain. Like maybe it was just like one large lake, and then, you know, human involvement filled in some water or something. So it works. It's the railroads though that, you know, are quite literally planned by humans in a top-down way. You have the terrain already known, and you have your requirements of what you're trying to do, whether it be passengers or some kind of cargo, and you lay down rail lines. Now, maybe over time, like, they can get a little confusing because they have to be built on top of each other to grow the railway network. That can be a little odd. But like something like this, like, it just stands out. Like, why would this ever exist? Yeah, I mean, right, there's some latitude. Like, humans don't always make the most sensible decisions, and there are, you know, there are examples in the real world of railway networks that you could look at and be like, this is ridiculous. Why would this exist like this? And there's an, you know, arbitrary historical path for that. But still, like, there's limitations to how far that goes. Like something like this, like, you'd have to really contort your story to make this work, and it'd be kind of silly. Like, oh yeah, the guy who owned the land bribed the politicians to make the railway go through their land so that the government would pay them for it, even though there was no use for it. Like, yeah, of course that works as a story, but what a lame story. Yeah, I mean, true, you could have a railway line as like, this is where they go to repair the railway cars. So you separate them off and you have them sit there and they get repaired there. It's not bad. Like, I could live with such a feature, but the thing is, like, when you're dealing with SimCity, Sim Builder type games, you know, when you got a railway line, it's normally just the part that carries like freight or passengers. They don't really render like the maintenance type of stuff. And I wouldn't really want them to either. Like, that's a level of detail I don't care to involve. But anyway, all right, enough of that complaining. I only have 9 tiles to work with, and I might get a few more if I complete some of these quests that are low. But I'm pretty sure we're coming to the end of our little town here, so let's kind of see how it ends up being. And then that'll be that. Alright, let's see if we can complete this. Okay, so we're going to need 2 terminating pieces here. Great, look at this railway fork that we've got. Nightmare. This is probably the only place we can literally play this. I mean, unless we started a new railway network. Let's see if we can close off. Alright, we complete one task with this. That's good. Let's do that. Get some more tiles. Yeah, we got a new railway quest. That'll help us. Well, we can complete our railroad quest with this tile here. Okay, get some more. We can do a housing quest, get some more tiles back. That's got to be 30-something houses exactly. Okay. We'll make it happen down here. Yeah, this big blob of farm is coming together, and if I complete it in time, I might get some more tiles. Okay, I need to start. Maybe I take that tile back. Actually, I might need it for this housing if I want to get it done in time. Oh, it's got to be exactly 4. So how many come with like the 6-edge tiles? 6 plus 1, 7? I don't know how that works. Yeah, okay. Well, that's only 5 edges, but that's fine. Then we just need one little house here. But I don't know if we're going to get it in time. Two tiles left, and I don't think we can complete the farm, so that's gonna be it. And I think we're one too many for the houses. Let's see. Let's do this. And then the last tile. Yeah, one too many houses on here. Oops. Okay. We got our town, our village. A lot of cool aspects about it. This highly populated area over here, with some trees running through the middle, water on both sides, connected to 2 large farming areas. This area is pretty cool. And then over here is a gigantic farming area. And then a nice big lake. There's a forest around the edge of the lake that continues for a long time. And then some railroad out in the middle of nowhere. It's a cool place. I think I could see myself living there. It was fun. I think what I'm going to do is call it a stream and then come back with Baldur's Gate either tomorrow or maybe tonight, but probably tomorrow. So have a good rest of your day. See you soon.